we'll just kind of have the feet about hip width apart, or a little bit wider maybe, and just sort of rock back and forth on the feet, so you start to get just a gentle rhythm of heels and toes. And it doesn't have to be a particularly big movement, but just quite steady rhythm of backwards and forwards, so you can start to feel the calves warming up. And maybe just sort of lifting and spreading the toes as you rock back. And you can stop when you feel that the calves are aching, but we'll just do a few more if you're okay with that. So really waking up the feet. And then just come to a standstill and let the toes be nice and wide, and just roll the shoulders back. You can close the eyes or let the eyes focus on the floor. And just have the sense of the feet being quite awake now and grounded. And then we'll come straight up to the neck. Oh, hi Jackie. Jackie's there as well. So we'll just do the neck from side to side. And then some little circles, just gentle circles down towards the chin. And up and around. And see if there's areas of avoidance in the neck. I know for me there's certain areas I don't want to go too far into, but just maybe slowing it down and gently massaging those areas with the movement. And then just coming back to the centre, we're just shaking the head no a few times, so a little no, just to loosen up the neck as well. Relaxing the shoulders as you do, and the jaw. So just keeping that no going nice and steadily again. And then let the head come back to the centre. And then it's sort of shoulder to shoulder. So the ear goes from one shoulder to the other shoulder. So right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, and then just making that a bit of a fluid movement. And then we'll let the head go. And we'll just bring the shoulders into it. So rolling the shoulders up and back. And then we'll just do one shoulder back and the other shoulder back. So it's kind of like a swimming backwards movement. And you can let the waist and the hip kind of move as well. And then we'll go forwards with the swimming movement. And then see if you can let the arms be really heavy when you do that movement. So rather than lifting the shoulders, try and keep the arms heavy like they're a dead weight, and you're just moving from, like you have a ball in the centre of the chest. You're moving the whole of the chest in that way. Like you're rolling around. So the shoulders still come, well, the body comes up and back, but it's like you're moving the rib cage rather than the shoulders themselves. And then forwards. It's quite an awkward one, isn't it? Because you're used to lifting the shoulders, but trying not to lift the shoulders. It's just separating the movement and getting the movement in the rib cage, which can feel quite stiff. So it's okay if it feels a bit awkward. And then bringing the arms up and reaching them up in a big V shape, reaching the fingers out, tuck the tailbone in a little bit, and you could look up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms of the hands together overhead, and reach up and just interlace the hands, and as you interlace the hands, bend the knees and sink the bum down like you're sitting on a chair, but reach up like you're hanging off the branch of an apple tree. So let the lower body be really heavy, dangling down, and the arms are reaching up. And stand up, and then let the arms come down and be heavy. Orangutan kind of arms. And then one more time, we'll reach up, grab hold of the branch, and just hang yourself off it. So it's like the tailbone could reach down towards the floor. Knees are bent like you're sitting on a chair. Try and relax the shoulders as much as you can as you're reaching up. And then standing and let the arms flop. And then we can take the arms out to the side, up and overhead, and just reach one arm forwards and one arm back. And look back towards the thumb that's behind you. And then we'll reach both arms up and the other way around. So keep looking at the thumb that's behind you. So we reach the right arm back and then the left arm back. And just keep the eyes focused on that thumb. So we're lifting up to the ceiling and then down. Back up to the ceiling and then down. Both arms come down. So you've got both arms up, both arms down. Both arms up, both arms down. So it's a gentle twist. And it should be feeling nice and warm in your shoulders now and heavy. So we'll just do about another 3. And then you can just let the arms flop. Oh yes, they feel warm. And we'll do that swinging from side to side, floppy arms. And you can bring the arms up to shoulder height as you're going from side to side. Trying to keep the hips and the knees forwards this time. Arms up towards the ceiling. And then flop the arms back down again. And back to a standstill. Just take a couple of breaths there in the still moment. Feeling all that tingling in the arms and the fingers and the shoulders. So we should do the hips as well, as we haven't warmed them up really. So we'll circle the hips with the hands on the hips if you like. So nice circles to get to the front, the sides and the back. Just noticing all those sensations, maybe in your lower back and your hips. Go circling in the other direction. We're going to turn it into like a figure of 8 movement. So you kind of swim to one side and then back. One side and then back. As if you're drawing a figure of 8 with the tailbone. And we'll change directions. Well, this is probably the awkward direction because we probably picked the favourite way around or the easier way around to begin with. Lovely. And then just coming back into the standstill, we'll take right leg behind you, tuck the toes under, and then I've only got the hands on the hips just to sort of tilt the hips forward, so you feel that stretch on the front of the leg there. Oops, I've got a little message. No, it just says I need more professional audio. I know that. So, if you want to, you can take the foot up, or you can stay with that stretch with the foot on the floor, but if you want more of a stretch, you can hold the foot, keep the knees together. So you could draw the pelvic floor up and in, so you've got the tailbone kind of slightly tucked and then you're lifting through the core. And you could take the left arm up if you want an extra balance. So reaching up and down. And then let go of the foot and just shake out the opposite leg. We'll take the left foot behind, so tuck the toes. And then just letting the hips come forward so that you get that stretch on the front of the left hip. And then if you want to take the foot up behind you for that extra stretch, keep the knees together, tuck the tailbone under and just draw up through the core. And you could sweep the right arm up so you're reaching up. Great, and then let the leg come down, shaking the legs out. So, from there, we've got our feet warmed up, hips, shoulders, neck. We could just do wrists a little bit before we do our sun salutation. So I've just got my fists closed, but you can have your fingers open. We'll try with both ways and just see how different it feels. And then going the other way around with the circles. We'll open up the arms into like a Y shape. Open the fingers. Look up towards the ceiling. Nice arms pulled backwards. And then as you exhale, bring the thumbs inside the fists and come to the heart. So thumbs are inside, like that, as you come in. And then open up, fingers wide. Deep breath, and as you exhale, fists in towards the heart. Opening up wide. Fists in towards the heart, and that thumb on the inside just sort of symbolises coming closer to yourself. One more time. And then we'll change that into the big wide V stretch with the arms. And then we'll fold forwards, gently coming towards the front, and just let the head hang. Let the knees be nice and soft if you're feeling tight in the hamstrings. You can bend the knees really deeply in this one actually, it just depends how you find the stretch. And let the head hang, so a couple of yes and no nods with the head. Let the jaw be nice and loose, and the shoulders, think about those orangutan arms. And lift your head and look forward so the fingers are reaching forwards and you've got a nice flat back. And as you exhale, come back down towards the floor and we'll step the left foot backwards into a long lunge. So the left knee is on the floor and the right foot is your forward foot. And we're just lifting the head and the chest. And looking forwards. So see if you can, if you're in that kind of right angle, see if you bring that right hand inside the foot so that you can let the left hip sink forwards a little bit, and then you get that stretch, which can feel very tight, but if you find a spot to pause that feels just enough challenge. We can try and breathe into it to release it. And then as you breathe in, you could take the knee back, tuck the toes and go for a plank position so that you're in a long straight line. Hold it for about 3 breaths or until you feel your heart rate coming up nice and high. And when you're done, let the knees come back down to the floor and let the chest come down to the floor. Lift up the head of the chest. And as you exhale, lower down. And then press up into the hands, back onto all fours, and we'll tuck the toes for a downward dog. Just cycling through the feet here, stretching the hamstrings, stretching the soles of the feet. And as you come to a stillness, you can lift up the left leg and the left foot will come forwards this time to your long lunge. So right knee will be on the floor and creep the left foot forwards so you can bring the hands inside the front leg and let the right hip sink forwards. And again, find that point of challenge, gentle challenge at this point of the class. Lifting the head and lifting the chest, seeing if you could relax into the jaw and the hips. And always being welcome to make your own modifications and to take your own pace in the class and drop out when you need to and do your own thing. Okay, so this time we're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and come to a standing forward fold. Again, relax the shoulders and the head and the jaw. And we're going to inhale and sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And straight away inhaling to reach the arms back up. And exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to lift the head to a flat back. And exhale, this time step the right foot back into a long lunge. Back knee comes down on the floor. And you can either stay with this position once you've brought the left foot forwards, or you could sweep the arms up and overhead and bring the palms of the hands together and look up towards the hand. Drawing the inner thighs towards each other so you've got a nice stable base. Exhale the hands back down to the floor and then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and we'll bring the left foot backwards to a plank. Hold it for as long as you're comfortable with that. Ultimate toning position. So go for a couple of extra breaths if you want to. Let the knees come down to the floor and lower the chest down into your baby cobra. Lift up the head and the chest on the inhalation. And exhale to lower down. Coming back up, tuck the toes, come back up onto the knees, tuck the toes and come back into a downward dog. And then we're going to come towards the front of the mat, so walking, no we're not, we're going to do the other leg. So lift the right leg up and bring it towards the front of the mat. So you're in your long lunge with the right foot forwards. Getting your position ready and then choosing where you want your hands to be, either on the floor or up and overhead. And remember, inner thighs working towards each other. pelvic floor and the core drawing up and pointing through the fingers. Relaxing the jaw and the shoulders as you're in that active pose. There's always that balance of ease as well. And then exhale the hands back down to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and come to a standing forward fold. Inhale to sweep the arms out, up and overhead. And exhale the hands to the heart. And then we're just going to circle the thumbs over the heart, so you're just rubbing the heart space or the thymus gland there. Just let the hands come to a standstill. And then rest the hands down by the side. So, we could take the left foot forwards and the right foot to the back, and you'll come up on the ball of the back foot and just bend both knees down so that you're in a long lunge pose with both knees bent. And I've got the front knee over the ankle, and then sweeping the arms up if you want to. You can keep the hands on the hips otherwise. And then straighten the back leg and take it outwards. So I've just shifted it to sideways, the back foot. And then just bend more deeply into the front knee. And then you can choose whether to just rest the elbow on the knee and reach up, or you could reach both arms up, or you could place the left hand on the floor. So see what you fancy in terms of energy and strengthening the front leg there. And then coming up to stand all the way to the centre. Straightening the front leg, which just takes that pressure off it a little bit, and then we'll tip the hips backwards so that you can start to reach out to the side and down into your triangle pose. So both legs are straight. And you're looking up towards the right hand if it's comfortable with the neck, or down towards the floor otherwise. Inhaling to come back up to the centre and turn the left foot in. And the heels in just a little bit. So I've got heels in and toes out and quite a wide stance. And take the arms up, take a nice deep breath. And we're going to do our goddess pose here. So the lion's breath 3 times. Take a nice deep breath. And as you squat down, lion's breath. Drawing the pelvic floor up and in as you breathe out. As you breathe in, hold the breath at the very top of the breath until you're ready to exhale. Lovely. And we'll go to the other side. So the right foot will be the front foot. And coming up on the back toes, bend both knees so that you have knee over ankle, and then choose your position here, whether you want hands on the hips or the legs or up and overhead. Again, drawing the inner thighs towards each other and the pelvic floor and the core all active. Coming to stand and turn the back foot out so it's sideways, and then bending deeply again into the front knee. And you have the three options here, either resting and reaching up, or reach that right hand down to the floor, or reaching all the way overhead and reaching both arms out. Strong Ujjayi breath. Come up, straighten the front leg. And you might want to readjust your position for your triangle pose. So you've got both legs straight and shift your hips out to the left so you can start to reach towards the right. And then just let the hand come down to wherever it reaches. Let the left arm reach up towards the ceiling and take the gaze that way. These standing poses are excellent for toning the legs, strengthening the knees, using the core. And then coming back up to stand. We'll take the right foot in, so we're facing the wide edge of the mat. And this time we'll take the heels out, so the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other. So toes in front of feet, hands come to hips. And we'll just reach up nice and tall, open up the chest. And as you exhale, take the bum behind you, so the bum is leading out behind. And you can come forward with a nice flat back. And then if you feel like it, you could reach the hands down and let the head be nice and heavy. So again, maybe a couple of little circles in the head, just to loosen the head away from the shoulders. Maybe some of you want to hold onto a block or some bricks or books. Or maybe some of you want to walk the hands back between the midline of the feet and kind of push the floor away. And then slowly coming out of your position. Keep the eyes focused on the floor as you come back up. And you can just heel toe your feet all the way back in until you come to the centre. So we'll do a little standing balance as our legs are warmed up and our feet are nice and grounded from all of those standing positions. So we'll take the right foot as the standing foot, and you can choose your favourite standing position. Mine is tree pose, as you know, so I'm going to do that, but you can choose one that you prefer. So either on the floor, on the calf, or tucked into the groin there. And then just finding a place for the hands. It looks like you're all doing a tree. So, yeah, you can open up the arms. Excuse me. Oops. And keep the eyes focused ahead of you. See if you can find that sense of ease in the body. If you were to imagine the yin-yang symbol, just that sense of yin, that easing off from the doing, the pushing forwards and the activeness, because we are active in our body, but we can find that balance of ease as well in the mind and in our attitude in the body. Okay, and then we can just take the hand down to the foot and release it. And we can go to the other side when you're ready. You might just want to wiggle a little bit before you get to the other side. And then just tucking the foot where you're comfortable. And again, having that sense of this being your choice to do something that feels good for your body. And I suppose I'm talking about that sort of ownership of your practice. Even though I'm guiding the class, it's all invitation and you are welcome to follow your own lead. So let it be something that your body is really enjoying doing. And then let the hands come back down and you can release the foot. And we'll just finish off with this really nice rib rock. So you place the hands, the right hand underneath the left ribs. So you're on the soft part underneath the ribs. And the left hand is holding the right elbow. So I've got like that. And then I'm doing quite a rhythmic. It's not too slow and it's not too fast, but it's getting up into a rhythm where I'm not having to really think about it. And this is another one of the really nice reflex yoga moves. That's about soothing anxiety and soothing the nervous system. A sense of anticipation we're probably all holding at the moment. So we'll go for about a minute longer and see if you can sort of reduce the doing by about half. So make it the head still, the hips are still, and you're just gently rocking the upper torso. You can close your eyes if you want for the last sort of 30 seconds. Really somatic movement, which means it's quite internal. It's not necessarily a huge doing with the outside body. It's coming from deep inside somewhere. A little core movement. And then we'll just stop and let the hands flop. And just notice any feeling in the body that comes from that. And then we'll come down to the floor and come to seated. And I just want to hug the knees in for a little moment in a ball. So you can tuck the nose in towards the knees. And you can just let the back arch away, the tummy come away from the thighs. And we'll lift up the head. And come to extend both legs away from you. So we're going to take the hands down to the floor as well. If you can have the hands either side of the hips, flat on the floor, and the feet nice and active. So you've got that upright L-shaped pose, the stick pose. And again, you can use the pelvic floor and the core to keep you upright so that your hands aren't supporting you if you can. And then we'll inhale to stretch the arms up and exhale to reach forwards. And inhale to reach back up again. Activating the tops of the thighs and then exhale to fold forwards. Final time reaching up. And exhaling forwards. And again, kind of bring your mind back to how relaxed you felt after maybe the rocking we just did, and bring that into your mind and bring that into the body. And then lifting up the head, bring the right knee in. We'll just hug it in. We'll take the left arm around to hug the knee and take the right hand on the floor behind you and just draw the tummy back in, around for a twist. Just noticing where you feel the twist in the back. Sending the breath there if there's any tight spots. And then coming back to the front, let's just drop the knee out to the side and lean towards the right hand side so you can take the left foot behind you and come onto the top of the left foot. So the left foot is tucked right next to the bum. The right foot is on the left knee. And you've got this position here. You can have something underneath the knee if it's really uncomfortable there, just to lift it up. But a slightly different twist, so we're just turning gently. So you can just have the left hand, I've just kind of got it resting on the thigh, so it moves as I turn. So I inhale to the centre and I exhale to look over the right shoulder. So you feel the stretch in the left quadricep. And this time we'll stop and hold that position of the twist. So you can have your left hand either on the right knee, pressing away and just looking over the right shoulder, or on the floor. Noticing if the twist is in a different part of the body. And then from that position, take the right arm down to the floor. So you're resting on the right elbow, and the left arm is kind of floppy, and you're just circling the elbow over the head. So it's meant to be like a mermaid combing her hair. So you can kind of have that beautiful vision of being out at sea, combing your glorious golden locks. But the arm is not straightening, the arm stays nice and bent. So you just feel that. You can try it the other way, you can try it with the arm straight and see how it feels, but with the arm bent, you get right into the shoulder blade. And then we'll come back up, keeping that position with the leg. And final posture here, we'll do the left hand to the floor and the right arm up towards the sky and overhead. So you're keeping the right buttock on the floor and you've got that nice stretch through the side of the body. Final thing, we'll just press the palm towards the ceiling instead of facing the floor. So palm faces up towards the ceiling in that stretch. And then come back round to the front. We'll ease the legs out. We'll have the legs just in front for a minute. And I just want to do some of that hip walking. So you kind of walk forwards on your mat. And then you walk backwards. And forwards. backwards, a little bit more, and backwards. Right, and then we have to remember what we did on the other side. So pick up the left knee and hug it in. Hug it with the right arm and just draw the tummy back and around so you can prop up with the left arm and look over the left shoulder. Should feel the twist in the upper sort of middle back. And then come back to the centre and let the knee drop out to the side and lean over to the left so you can fold the right foot behind you. Come onto the top of the right foot if you can, so the toes are pointing backwards and you've got the left foot on the knee, sort of just tucked into the knee there. Again, you can have something supporting underneath this knee if you want to. So we have the left hand to the floor and the right hand is just kind of resting on the thigh, and you're just turning to look over the left shoulder. And inhale to come back to the centre. Exhale to turn. Inhale to come back to centre. So we're just moving back and forth in that twist. And the next time that we come to the side, we'll hold the twist. So hands can either come to the floor or to the leg. You might feel it across the belly or in the lower back. And then we'll bring the left elbow down to the floor at the side. And then that mermaid combing her hair. So floppy arm and just lead with the elbow. Circling around the head. So that the arm stays bent rather than straight. Just really lubricating the shoulder joint. And we'll come back up to the centre. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, let's come onto the back. So you can... I've got a strap for this one. I don't know if anyone's got a strap or a scarf or something. You can do it with just your hand. But if you have something like this, because we're going to do a leg thing, you could get something that's nearby before you go and lie on the floor. So we'll come to lying. And we just want to get, so it's just a straight hamstring stretch. You can just hold the leg up and above. But if you have something to hold on to the leg with, a pair of trousers is fine. A pair of anything. But just hold on to the back of the leg if you haven't got anything with you. So I've got the left knee bent. You can keep the left knee straight along the floor if you want. So just try out how you feel comfortable. And just get that nice stretch on the hamstring. So toes are coming back towards you. Heel is pressing up towards the ceiling. Nice, steady, deep Ujjayi breath. And then just take both parts of the strap into your hand, or take hold of the leg, and you can hold onto the toe if you have the toe handy, or you can hold onto the back of the leg, and just start to draw the right leg out towards the right hand side. So it's coming out towards the side and down towards the mat. And you can just hold it with your hand if you've got your if you're just holding onto the leg. So it's going out towards the right hand side, so you're opening up the hip. And you come back into the centre with the leg. This time you will want the left leg straight along the floor, and swap hands if you've got a strap, or swap hands holding onto your leg, and draw the leg over to the left hand side. So it's crossing over the left leg this time. Just hold it there. Doesn't have to touch the floor. Back up to the centre. And again with the strong hamstring stretch, and then just gently lower the leg down to the floor, really slowly. Just noticing the difference in both the legs. And we'll go to the other side then. So left leg up towards the ceiling, toes back towards you, heel presses away. Steady, deep breath. And then we're taking the strap, if you have it, into the left hand, and the right hand will come to the floor. And draw the leg out to the left hand side. So you're keeping the leg as straight as you can and just lowering it down to the left until you want to stop. And then just hold it there. Back into the centre. Straighten the right leg if you haven't already got it straight, and then we're going over to the right hand side. So the leg crosses over the right leg. And then back up to the centre. And very gently just lowering the leg back down to the floor again. And you can place your strap on the side if you were using anything. Just let the body relax for a moment. And your feet are probably flopped out to the side. So we're going to go with that kind of motion. So let the feet flop in towards each other and then out to the side. And we're doing like a tick-tock kind of movement with the feet. So ticking in, tock out. So let the feet flop in and flop out. And start to just do a rhythm with that tick-tock motion of the feet flopping in and out towards each other. So it's a steady tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Just keep going with the movement of the feet. Again, another reflex move to help to ease the lower back and any tension that we keep in the hips, the lower back. all around the pelvis. Just a few more moments with that tick-tocking. And let the legs relax. Feeling that nice warmth in the lower body. Then we're going to bring the knees in so that the feet are on the floor and the knees are bent. The feet are right next to the bum, and we'll get ready for a kind of bridge exploration. So you can just start tilting your hips up and down. You don't have to go into this if your lower back doesn't feel like it, but just gently peeling the lower back up off the floor and lifting the spine up so that you're in your bridge position if you feel like that. If you don't feel like it, you can let the bum rest on the floor and do the tilting the tailbone up and down and circling, which is a lovely exercise. But if you want to go for bridge, then just lifting up and down, and you can incorporate the arms, which would be really nice as well. Seeing if you could use the tummy muscles rather than the buttocks. So especially once you're up and you're holding the position, can you let go of the buttocks holding on and just use the legs and the strength of the core? And then gently lowering back down again. So a few more times like that. And this next time, holding up the bridge, reaching the arms up and overhead. Again, explore holding on with the core and the legs. And interlace the hands and reach them away from you like we were hanging off the tree earlier at the beginning of the class. So keep the hands as if you're hanging off that apple tree and slowly lower the back down, still reaching up with the arms. So you've got that length in your back and your upper body. And then just release the arms. You can shake the head, yes, no, a few times. So doing that rocking from side to side with the head. Some of you are very adept at your shoulder stands. If you want to go ahead and do a shoulder stand, then you're very welcome. If you are near a chair and you don't fancy a shoulder stand or a wall, you could just put your legs up the wall or up on the chair. Or you could choose another position that you feel like doing right now from this lying down pose. So intuitive kind of feeling into this one. It's just going to be for a few moments. Starting to come back down. And we'll finish with the fish pose. So once you're back down, just stretching the legs out. Take the hands underneath the buttocks and then come up onto your elbows and lift yourself so you can come onto the top of the head. So you're opening the chest towards the ceiling, pointing the toes away from you. And then widen the elbows and ease yourself back down onto the floor. And get yourself nice and comfortable for a relaxation. get warm and comfortable if you have time to stay for a bit of a relaxation. That fish pose is such a nice one for hormonal balance. So you kind of got the thyroid gland there, which you're working on, the thymus gland opening up. So it's a really nice one for balance of the hormones. So as you're lying down, just settling the body back down on the floor. And briefly just scanning through the whole of the body to allow the body to relax and rest and find that sense of ease, starting from the top of the head, the face, the shoulders, the back of the body, the arms, hands, the chest, the belly, the pelvis, the thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles and feet. The whole of the back of the body resting on the floor, and the whole of the top of the body at ease. And for a moment, just bringing a sense of kindness, a gaze of kindness towards yourself. In the Buddhist tradition, there's the loving kindness meditation, where we can choose to repeat to ourselves a few phrases that generate compassion towards ourselves. So it can be something like, may I be safe and free from suffering. May I be happy and healthy. May I experience peace. Or something that suits you. So change the wording to suit you and just repeat it over a few times with this genuine sense of wishing yourself well. May I be safe and free from suffering. May I be happy and healthy. May I experience peace and ease. May I be safe and free from suffering. May I be happy and healthy. May I experience peace and ease. And once you've filled yourself up with this loving kindness, you could choose to direct it outwards. Maybe we can choose to just share it with each other for now. Everyone present here. May we all be safe and free from suffering. May we all be happy and healthy. May we all experience peace and ease in our lives. And you could direct it even further if you wanted to, out towards all living beings, including yourself. May we all be safe and free from suffering. May we all be happy and healthy. May we all experience peace and ease. Just recognizing that common desire for all beings to be happy, healthy, safe, peaceful. May we all be safe and free from suffering. May we all be happy and healthy. May we all find peace and ease. And you could choose to either stay or start to wake up. So making a decision now whether to stay lying down. You can always just give me a wave, goodbye. If you want to wake up, you can just start to feel into the body and take slightly deeper breaths and start to move fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, and stretch the body in whichever way feels as nourishing as you like. Coming up to seated or staying lying. And you're welcome to switch yourself off mute if you want to say goodbye. And it's lovely to see you all again after a couple of weeks break. Thank you for coming. See you all soon. See you all next week, hopefully. Bye.